Recently, the Wall Street Journal ran an article on the sad state of once mighty Germany. Beset by suicidal energy policies, Chinese overcapacity, and worldwide recession, Germany is going through a bad stretch, with factory orders down 12% on the month.
Germany's manufacturing sector has had a difficult year so far. It has faced lower orders, weaker output, and high prices, while the Purchasing Managers' Index, or PMI, for manufacturing fell for a sixth consecutive month in July.
The journal cites one economist saying the situation, quote, can only be described as bleak. In fact, since the end of last year, Germany's manufacturing output has been stagnant between higher costs and evaporating demand. This has pulled down the entire economy, with GDP growing in only one of the past 5 quarters. In fact, it's smaller today than it was a year and a half ago. Industrial production was down again last month and is now down 4% on that year and a half. Purchasing power of German families, what they can buy, is also down 4%, ravaged by inflation while wages have failed to keep up. This is happening most dramatically in food, with Germans now buying 5.3% less food than a year ago. It's one thing if people aren't taking vacations, but cutting back on food because you can't afford it has a certain third world vibe. Meanwhile, China is piling on, thanks to endemic overproduction in China, courtesy of cheap government loans from Beijing. These brought a flood of cheap goods that are now swamping Germany. To give a sense, China can build roughly 10 million more cars than it uses. They got to go somewhere, and they go cheap. So what is next? Near-term data says more pain for Germany, with business surveys reporting an acceleration in falling output. Meanwhile, new data says the pain is spreading to the rest of the economy, in particular to services, which make up about 70% of the German economy. Optimists had hoped that services would rescue dying manufacturing, but it is not. The prestigious Kiel Institute now estimates Germany's economy will contract again this quarter, bringing 2023 growth to negative 0.5%, which is a recession. In recent videos, I've talked about Europe's toxic combination of unicorn fart environmental policies, along with their obsession with replacing the productive economy with trillions in crony handouts that would make a Soviet 5-year planner proud. I've also mentioned that Europe's voters are getting fed up with their slow descent into the abyss. Well, in some countries, not so slow. Alas, Europe's ruling clowns know this, which is why their top goal is not getting back to prosperity. It is shutting up or ideally imprisoning the skeptics, because that is what liberal democracies do. Unfortunately, America is not far behind. Okay, we'll be watching. See you next time.